There are plenty of celebrities out there that look unbelievable for the age group that they're in, which has led to some in the public to ponder over their secrets. Well, in this video, we're taking a look at whether those celebrities have good donks or just good genes. Vera Wang.
Fashion represents creativity, joy, fun, magic.
When you're dressed in the human body, that's probably the greatest artistic challenge that any artist face.
One of the most famous celebrities when it comes to their looks is no doubt Vera Wang. Whenever she makes a public appearance or a photo of her goes viral due to her beauty, people immediately Google her age. They're almost always shocked to find out that she's over 70 years old. This is because the way she handles herself and dresses up at events make it seem like she's somewhere around the age group of 30 to 40 years old. She's a fashion designer by profession, which means that she has to keep up appearances in order to remain relevant in the industry, but this hasn't led her to getting any surgeries from any doctors. It's just that she has immaculate genetics that are continuing to make her look as beautiful as she does today. Paul Rudd.
Is that you do this thing when you take pictures of celebrities. You do this thing with your hand where you make it look like there's a butt hovering over them.
Yeah.
If I gave you my phone, can you show me how you do that?
Sure.
If there's one celebrity that a lot of people are constantly in awe of, it's Paul Rudd. Due to the fact that he's been appearing in TV shows and movies since a very early age, there's a very well-kept record of his looks as he's aged. Mind-bogglingly, these days, he still looks exactly the same when he appeared in the TV show Friends. Some in the public assume that he's had plastic surgery, but we think that this is the case of him having some grade A genes in his system. Even though he's appeared in some blockbuster movies, he generally stays off of social media and hasn't had a controversy throughout his entire career. This lack of stress in his life might also have something to do with his fresh look. George Russell. He might not be a household name by any means, but that doesn't mean that George Russell hasn't gone through many transformations throughout his career. If you see any photos or videos of him these days, he has a great head of hair with a very distinct look due to his beard. He's built a personality that makes him stand out from the rest of the crowd, and his accent only accentuates that further. But this wasn't always the case, and that's evident from a photo from his past. In that photo, he had a completely shaved face with a haircut that looked as though it had been mandated by the military. Now, this doesn't mean that he's had any plastic surgery, but it does show that once someone starts to make money, they tend to take better care of themselves. Before we talk about the next celebrity, if you're enjoying the video so far, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Megan Fox. If you've been a fan of Megan Fox from the very beginning of her career, then you will undoubtedly be aware that she's always been really beautiful. But even though this is the case for her appearance in movies, back when she was still in school, she had a very, let's say, different look. But ever since she made an appearance in the Transformer movies, her beauty has never been put into question ever again. In this case, you can safely assume that she's just polished up her looks and didn't need the help of any doctors to look how she does today. Kesha. If there's one singer that's been in the public eye for a long time, it's Kesha. She's been making great tracks since the start of her career, but her music isn't the only thing that's propelled her to the level of fame that she has. People didn't just click on her music videos to hear her sing, but also to admire her looks. Before she made her singing debut, however, she did have a brief cameo in a TV show in which she had a very different look about her. And before the TV show, she had an even more wild look about her. She was a bit healthier than she was during her prime singing career, and her hair had a very unkempt look about it. It looks like she spent a great deal of time honing her look since she started appearing in the public eye. Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is famous for a great many things, among which his affinity for doing his own stunts stands out in a class of its own. But another thing that garners him a lot of attention is his seemingly unchanging physique. In fact, he's only gotten better as he's aged. This wouldn't be so shocking to the public had they not started to compare him with some of his co-stars. He's been appearing in movies since the 1980s, and when you compare his looks back then to how he is now, there's practically no difference. Even though he's astonishingly 60 years old at this point in time, he doesn't look a day over 30. There's no telling whether it's good genes that have gotten him this far or some doctors that aided him along the way, but we put our money on the former. So these were some of the celebrities that have genes that are unparalleled in the entertainment industry.